Alright, I'm going to make this one nice and short. That way we can move on with the day. So, I'm going to call this the brown scare. The brown scare or the black scare. I have to be careful with that because we don't want to be too racial. But the thing is, why do I call it that? Well, because obviously there was a red scare, right? Oh, communism's going to take over. But of course, most lefties now say, well, that was bullshit. Oh, McCarthy was just a drunk. He was a degenerate. Ray Cohn helped Trump and all that sort of thing. And it feeds the narrative, right? But now there's an upcoming brown scare. The idea that Republicans are fascists. Not all Republicans, so of course, they always point out to some random Liz Cheney or whomever else. And they'll say, well, this person isn't a fascist, so this person is on our side. And that's fairly normal for these types of things because they don't want to persecute everybody. At least they don't want to say that out loud, but they choose a couple of puppets in there to make it seem like they're really trying to fight fascism. And to me, it's just silly. Fascism as a concept doesn't really exist the same way. Christian nationalism, is another one that they've tried to stick on. These are terms that are just very cheap attempts at trying to, get people to the polls and everything else. The thing is, I'm going to say this, is that when people want to talk about war as a racket and, General Smedley Butler, who, won the Medal of Honor twice, as much of a person who was considered, fighting fascism and, the attempted fascist coup with all these rich folks, including one of the Bushes and whatnot, I don't deny that. What I will say, though, is, did General Smedley Butler, did he ever, become a full-on socialist? No, he didn't. He continued to get his pension. As far as I know, there was still a pension. I didn't see Mr. Butler go and join the bonus army. I didn't see him do that. Did you? From back then, for those that know their history a little bit, the bonus army was basically holding the government's feet to the fire to say, hey, you promised us we would get money if we, went over to France to fight in the First World War. You said you give us money. Of course, this didn't happen because the Great Depression occurred and all that. And so that's their excuse. And, people like General MacArthur helped to put it down. I didn't see Smedley Butler out there helping. I didn't see that. So it's always curious to me, where he'll say war is a racket, this and that. But when it comes to actually helping soldiers, fuck you. But that's always my take on people like that. But let's get back to the point, and then we'll just wrap this little burrito up. The brown scare, the attempt at it, and using this word fascism, has been used so many times, and I think that people like Zoltanus HN, and it's been a while since he put out anything, but the fascists have been able to dispel what fascism is and what it isn't. I just think it's silly to use these terms, but of course, what it does is it gives you a better idea, where it's like everyone knows what fascism is, apparently, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just, we want our form of authoritarianism, just not theirs. Our form of authoritarianism is better than yours, basically. That's really what it is, too. Forcing people to get shots and all this sort of thing. That's the better way to do it than your way. Anyway, that's all I got. See you later. Goodbye.